here, and I spent money at everybody's table in here, and I did that on purpose. Number one, except for the table back there in the back with the candles, but I got something else for her. Because I've never seen that particular done, what you did with the actual stuff on top of the candles. But what I want to say to you guys is, one of the things that I do, so first of all, my name is Laquita Parks, and I am the CEO and founder of PayProV Publishing. Now, PayProV means pain, progress, victory, because I believe without pain there is no progress, and without progress there can be no victory.
Come on.
I help people take their stories from a thought to a realization. And what I absolutely love about being here today is that every single table has a story. Now, every individual at every table has a story, but everything that's on your table represents who you are. There is a why behind what you do. There's a why behind why you're here today. There's a why behind my story. So as a child who was a victim of medical childhood trauma at the age of 4 years old, I don't know a day without pain. I don't know a day without chronic pain. And if you look at me, and as I went to every one of your tables, you can't tell that I'm standing here in pain. That's my story, but I don't wear it as a badge to say that to make an excuse for why I cannot do something. I use my story to help people know that whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. And you guys have already done that because you're here, right? You've gone through whatever trials, whatever tribulations you wanted to go through to be here. And you didn't just wake up this morning and say, okay, I got to go to this event, I'm going to sell something, so I'm just going to come. You planned, right? You prepared, right? So everything that you did, you purposely picked out what you were going to do at your tables because you want to bring your best, because there are going to be people who are going to come to your tables who have never seen you before. I've never met anybody in here except for Bella. Anybody else, I've never met you guys. But every single person in here, you guys represent, your stories represent what's on your table. I know that life happens, right? Life happens. And that's okay, because life happens to all of us. We all get the same 7 days a week. We get the same 24 hours in a day. We get the same minute. Now, what we choose to do with that minute is what's important, okay? So what I want to say to you guys is, there is power in your story. There's somebody here who's thinking about my story. They're like, okay, I have a story, but nobody wants to hear it. I have a story, but nobody wants to know about it. I have a story, but nobody cares about my story. Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, there is somebody waiting on the other side of your story so that they can heal from their story. So having the opportunity to talk to a young lady who was sharing some things about her life, there's somebody waiting to hear your story. Talking to you about your story, there's somebody waiting to hear your story. And these two young people who are standing here looking at me, I haven't even talked to you, but I know the fact that you're standing there, you have a story. And every single person in this room, your story is an amazing story. And I say that because no matter what's going on in your life right now, no matter what's going on in your world right now, you chose to be here. So our stories don't define us. Our stories are not for us. So when the nurse came into my room and jabbed me in the thigh with a needle that poisoned my leg and made me not even be able to wear, see, I'm a shoe person. I like to look at shoes. So because of the weather, I see tennis shoes, but I love shoes. I just can't wear them. So I have to wear compression garments. I have to wear ugly doctor-approved shoes, but I'm okay with that. But I didn't used to be okay with that because I used to be concerned with people looking at me to see what I had on. See why she got those shoes on, or what's wrong with her legs, or why is she limping. I used to be consumed about my why, but how people see me is not my business. How people see you is not your business. What people think about you is not your business. I don't care if you come into an event like this and there are 50 people in here and every 50 person has candles on their table. That's not your business. That's not your business. I don't care if everybody has earrings. That's not your business. Because they can't handle your vision. They can't handle that. I don't care if there are 12 people doing Mary Kay. I don't care if there are 12 people doing paparazzi. I don't care if there are 15 people with candles. I don't care if there are 100 people with apples. I don't care. That's not your business because they can't handle your vision. Okay? So what God has given to you is for you. So I want to challenge you guys to share your stories. If you haven't written your story, write your story. Imagine this, and I've said this to several people. Imagine you have your setups here. Imagine you have your setups and that person comes to your booth to buy your earrings and they look over and they see your story sitting there. then you're engaging with them more. Now you've made it real. So I'm curious as to how'd you come up with the designs, and what made you make your earrings? And I purchased them. I'm curious about that, but I don't have time. I can stand there and ask, but you don't have time to tell me your story while you're sitting there. You don't have time to answer the question of your why to me, but your book will. And there are people who will be benefited from that, because 100% of everybody living and dead has a story. So my question to you today is, so what's your story?
Come on.
What's your story? What is it that you need to get out that will help you heal? What is it that, see, we walk around and we don't share our stories because we're embarrassed. Things happen to us in our childhood. Somebody has put their hands on us. Somebody has abused us. Somebody has sexually assaulted us. As a child, we've been molested. We've been picked out to be picked on. Somebody has looked at us. See, as children, ideally, you tell your children, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, mama loves you, and then they go to daycare, and that one little child who didn't get that at home tells you, you ugly, and you spend your whole life trying to get away from that one statement. So what happens to you is not for you. It's to help somebody. See, you're here. Somebody's trying to get here, but they don't know that they can. So your story will help. And why am I saying tell your story? This lady talking about she's just a publisher. Yes. Now, I am a publisher. And would I love to publish your stories? Absolutely. But that's not important to me. What's more important to me is that you tell your story. It doesn't matter to me if you publish with me or not. Now, I would be crazy to say I wouldn't want you to publish with me because it's business. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm more concerned with you telling your story, because we need to stop walking around feeling some kind of way because of something somebody else has done. We're harboring secrets that are not ours to keep. See, the perpetrators or the victims in our story, they gone to bed. They sleeping at night and have gone on to the next victim. We can't sleep at night. Our hair falling out. We gaining weight or losing weight. We have all of these debilitating issues because we're harboring something on the inside of us that's not our secrets to keep. Tell your secrets. Tell your story. Tell the truth about your story. And it doesn't matter who thinks what about it, because it's your story. Right. It doesn't matter, because see, the villains in our story will always have a problem with how we tell our stories. And what they think is not your business. What I think about you is not your business. What I think about your story is not your business. That's on me. That's me. So if I got time to be trying to figure out what's going on over here and what's going on over here, I need to get my life. I ain't got no time for that. Okay, so I want to encourage you. First of all, I want to say thank you for being here. The weather outside is frightful. Yes. But I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for coming to take the time to be here. And listen, people always say, well, how many people are going to be here? I know you get that. I know when you were setting up, everyone said, well, how many people coming? You don't need that one. And I'm letting you guys know that I'm that one. I'm that one. Okay, so every single person in here, I'm that one. So I want to challenge you. I'm doing a countdown to Christmas challenge. And what that means is that I am challenging you. You go on my website for $49. Go on my website. I'm challenging you to write your story. Christmas Day, give yourself the gift of you. And if you're in here and you're listening to the sound of my voice, I'll work with you. I'll work with you. I will help you. I'll give you feedback. I'll provide the tools that you need to get your book published. There's no excuses. It's $49. Okay? Y'all gonna make that plus on to that.
Come on.
Tell your stories. And then when I come back here after Christmas in January or February, and I see all y'all, I want to see your books sitting on the side. Or I want to hear you saying, my book is coming soon. Or I want to hear you saying, I'm going to be telling my story. Look, I've already started. Because again, somebody is waiting on the other side of your story so that they can get healed. And so I didn't know that. I didn't know that people care. So people don't care that I have to wear these compression garments. And people don't care that my leg is one bigger than the other. That's because somebody felt the need to come in and jab me in my thigh and remove the bone so that I could walk. Okay? And they thought, okay, well, you know what? Let's go one step further and do this surgery. So after 15 surgeries, then this leg is bad. Then this leg became bad. But by the grace of God, I'm still standing here. Am I in pain? I deal with it every single day of my life. But it does not define me. As a matter of fact, I like to say that I'm a living example to let people know that whatever pain that you're in, God has already given you everything that you need to do everything that he needs you to do. Everything. So tell your stories, okay? Tell your stories. If you want to reach me, you can call me. I've given everybody at the table, I've given you a card or a flyer with my information on there. Tell your stories. And listen, if you're feeling heavy weighted, if you're feeling heavy in your heart, and you're feeling like you're gonna, you know, sometimes things happen, you feel like you want to swell up and you want to cry, but you don't know why. You know, you have those days, as women especially, we have those blah days. And people are like, well, what's wrong? I don't know. That's okay. It is okay. But listen, when you start talking to people, they have no idea what your walk is. I don't know your stories. I don't know why you're standing here, but I can come to each table and I can look in your eyes and tell that there's a story there. There is something that you're wrestling with. You're talking to the girl in the gray sweater, but I'm tormented inside. I don't care if it's a child. I got a wayward child doing something. You got a mate that's doing something. You got the people at the church saying something. You got financial issues. I'm here, I don't want to be here, but I pray I make some money because I need to pay that bill. Whatever it is, that's your story. Tell your story, share your story, talk to people about your story. Whatever you do, take it out here. It's more room out here than it is in here.
Come on.
Share your story. Share your story. 100% of everybody, living and dead, has a story. Everybody has a story. There will be, and I'm going to leave you guys with this, there are almost 8 billion people on the planet. 1% of adults of that 8 billion people will take the time to write their story. Half of those people who take the time to write their story will actually take the next step and publish their stories. That's a 500 million people, roughly. Okay? Will you be that 500 million to tell your story? Will you be the one to tell somebody, this is what happened to me? I'm telling my story because I don't want this to happen to you. I'm telling my story because you don't have to go through what I've gone through. You know, so there are grooves on here. It's smooth when you look at it, but when you feel it, they're bruised. They're bruised, they're bumps, they're bruises. When you look at me, I look smooth on the outside. When I look at you, you look smooth on the outside. Smooth, 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 smooth on the outside. You got your makeup on, you got your hair done, smooth,
Not the hair.
looking good. Mary Kay over there, get you made up, you get your fashions, you get your candles, all you smell good, smooth, but you're rough on the inside, bumpy on the inside, bruised on the inside, hurting on the inside, broken on the inside. But once you tell your story, and I'm telling you, I'm not telling you something that I've heard, I'm telling you something that I've done. I'm not going to tell anybody to do something that I won't do myself. When you take it and you bring it out of here, put it on paper, 100% of everybody living and dead has a story. Your story is not for you. It's not for you. It's not for you. Not for you. You. Your story is not for you. My story is not for me. Your story is for those people who are going to come to your booth and have a conversation with you about the candy apples. See, there's something that attracted me to here, okay? And I didn't come in here just to say, okay, well, I'm coming because Bella asked me to come. I came here purposefully because if I'm coming, I'm going to support,
Right.
okay? So there's something. And I could have just bought your popcorn and bought your pretzels and walked away. But I want to know who's the person behind this. So I take the time to have a conversation. Did I not have a conversation with you? Did I not have a conversation with you? Candles? Lucy Lou? Did I not have a conversation with you? Yes. Miss Paparazzi over there, did I not have a conversation with you? Yes, ma'am. Miss Mary Kay, did I not have a conversation with you? Lobes and lenses, did I not have a conversation with you? There is somebody waiting. I did that because I want to know you. It's not about business for me. It's about letting you know that I see you. I see you. And that's who I am. So write your story. Write your story. Tell your story. Take the challenge. It's only $41. Take the challenge. Write your story. Give yourself the gift of you for Christmas. You know, we always, as women, we always thinking about what we're going to get somebody else. Especially if you got children. I got 4 little precious grandbabies. And they don't need nothing but I'm still like, what can I get them? They don't need nothing. Okay, so tell your stories, I implore you, and change your life. Going into 2023, do something that you've never done before. And if you're doing it, if we always do what we've always done, we're gonna always get what we've always gotten.
Yep.
So I thank you for your time. Again, I'm Laquita Parks, the CEO and founder of PayProB Publishing. PayProB is pain, progress, victory. Because without pain, there's no progress, and without progress, there can be no victory. So let me help you take your stories from a thought to a realization. And I will leave you with, it has been a plum pleasing pleasure, better than a triple decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Amen.